This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2016 Flagstaff Superlight. The model number is 26 FKWS. So I'm just going to show you some of the features here and how they work. Of course, you have storage. Here we have power. Your switch for your power stabilizers. One switch controls the rear. You have another switch that controls the front. Okay, that's the exhaust on your furnace. You have a power awning with LED strip. 2 doors, 2 entry doors. You got a mount for a TV bracket, plus signal out, plus power. You want to put a TV outside. You have outside speakers. This is the vent for the range hood. So if you're cooking and venting to the outside, you kind of want that baffle inside there to flap freely. So you have to free it up with your index finger or thumb. It's got a little latch there. Okay. This is where your grill will hang, and this is the hookup, the quick connect LP line for your grill. Okay. Switch for the front stabilizers. Here we have a power tongue jack, of course, 2 LP tanks, deep cycle marine battery, and keep in mind that this is your kill switch right here. I'll show you from the other side. So let me get around to the other side, okay? Okay, so right here is your kill switch. You can just turn that key off and it'll disconnect your battery from the trailer. Docking lights. This is your power for your hookup for your 30 amp power cord. Okay. Cable and satellite through. This is the black tank flush. After you dump your black tank, which is toilet water and waste, you can hook the fresh water hose at the dump station right on here and turn it on. You can flush out your black tank. Just make sure your black tank valve is open before you turn the water on. That way that too much pressure won't build up. Okay, outside shower, and these of course are your valves down here. Okay. Here's your city water hookup here, the most common way to get water to the trailer. If you're camping someplace that doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here and use the onboard pump to pump the water. And that is to draw antifreeze into the system there. Of course, you have your water heater here, and there's a switch here, a rocker switch that controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So you can control it that way. There's also a switch inside for the burner here. You can run that, the gas burner. Okay. Ladder to inspect the roof, which makes it easier to inspect, so make sure you keep after that. You have a housing for a pre-wired backup camera. That's a Furion backup camera kit if you're interested. Okay. Let's go inside and see what we have here. Okay. Okay. See if we got a light here. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So your microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood. I showed you the vent on the outside. There's the fan there. It also has a light. You have a range. You have to spark it to light it. You spark it by turning this clockwise. Okay. So you're just going to select, I think the gas is probably turned off, so you just select your light, and then you're going to spark it by turning it clockwise, and it'll light. When it comes to your oven, there's a pilot light all the way to the back there, so what you're going to have to do is use a grill lighter and with a long neck on it, and you'll turn this to pilot. You'll depress it and keep it depressed while you're lighting it. With the grill lighter, you'll light the pilot light. After it lights, you'll still hold this for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple, and then you go to temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out. So does the pilot. So you have to relight the pilot each time you use the oven. Okay. Never travel with this open, always close it. Your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator, so it works on 110 AC and LP gas. So you can see, here, let me open both these so we can see. Right now it's on auto, right? That's the most common way to run it. If it's auto, basically means it seeks out electricity. So it seeks out 120 AC. If it can't find it, it'll automatically light on gas, which has happened here because we're not plugged in right now. So it sensed that, and it's lit on gas. So when you're pulling down the road, you can keep this cool by running on LP gas. Another good illustration is if you're you're leaving early in the morning from your campsite, and you're going exploring for the day, and soon after you leave, it's a nice hot day, but you have a power failure at the campground. Well, it'll sense that, and it'll automatically switch over to LP and light, so it don't spoil your food. So AU or auto is the best way to run it. Okay. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not glowing green, get it serviced. This is your power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So you see you got regular 120 AC circuit breakers here, okay, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC. On this side you have regular 12 volt DC fuses, and they're all labeled. So that's where the DC power comes from. It's also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs. As long as you're plugged into shore power, it'll send as many amps necessary to your battery to keep it charged. Okay? Alrighty. This is a hide-a-bed. So you pull the back cushions off and you can fold it out, and it's a nice bed. You have your antenna crank here. It cranks up and down, plus you can rotate it by pulling down on this plate and spinning it around. Just remember that unlike here, let me see. Yeah, you should always have these lined up here as best you can. So keep that in mind when you're cranking it down. Of course, your sound, it plays discs, and it has Bluetooth and AM/FM radio, USB drive, so you can play your MP3s, SD slot, all that. So it does everything you need. Always travel with this shower door latched, otherwise it can slam around and break, so leave it latched when you're traveling. Is important. Toilet works like all RV toilets in that it sits over a black tank. You want to put a dose of chemical in there along with at least a gallon of water. Most people use more, and so at the very least a gallon of water and a dose of chemical, and then it's ready to be used. Never run it dry. If you do that, it's going to end up giving you all kinds of trouble. So always use the chemical and water. This is a GFCI here. Every plug, every receptacle in this trailer is wired through a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So if any one of them is not working, always think GFCI first and look at your GFCI and make sure it's not popped. Okay. Got a 4-speed fan with a cover on it, which is great. Escape window there, and you have your wardrobe slide, another TV hookup here, okay, and your bedroom door, which we were looking at from the outside. Plus there's some storage under your bed, so plenty of room. Okay, And you have your speakers, of course, for your sound system. Plus you have your speakers outside. Your thermostat is keep the fan on auto, and you just select heat or cool, whatever you want from here. When it comes to your control panel, your slide rooms are controlled here. As you can see, let me shut the door to make sure you don't hit anything with it. And we'll come in. Always make sure the cabinet doors are shut over there so they don't get hung up. And over here by the slide room. Here it comes. As soon as you hear the ratcheting sound, you take your finger off the button. That's extending and retracting. Right there. The one in the back, which we can't see, but I gotta bring it in anyway. Now you can see your water pump switch is right there. It's turned on. Remember, you use the water pump to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use it for winterizing the trailer. Turn your water heater on electric. Here, remember I showed you there was another switch on the outside in the lower left hand corner for electric. Keep that in mind that you have two switches. And then this will light it on gas. Most people run it on electric during the day or just normally, but when they're going to use the shower, for example, they'll kick it on the gas burner because they get more hot water out of it that way because it heats faster. Your awning, power awning switch, never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. And your lights are down here. Okay, and that's it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember to inspect your roof on a regular basis to make sure there's no problems with it, no damage caused by low branches or anything like that, no issues with the caulk separation and water, that sort of thing. So always make sure you inspect your roof at least every summer. Be very careful, of course. And right now this is in camping mode, so the antifreeze has been purged from the system. It's filled with water, and you're all set for the summer. Okay? Thank you very much.